ACU with 25 wins on the year, Texas Tech at 29, so competitive between the stripes as well. We are ready to get things underway. Beautiful night tonight, partly cloudy skies, but you can see the sunshine, 78 degrees. Possible chance of rain tonight. We'll hope that will stay away over the course of the next few hours. First pitch here, Huffling to Nolan Hester on the inside, and it is a ball. You see the average there, 357, 2 home runs, 24 RBIs. Nolan's been on base 29 consecutive games on base streak. So 1-0 on the outside. Quickly 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, for Max, he's one of these guys that when you throw a pitch, you got a lot of velocity on it. When you're pitching to someone the size of Nolan Hester, it's kind of hard to find that strike zone.
2-0 take sign all the way, and it squares up Hester right in the back. A hit by pitch. Little adrenaline here out of the chute for Max Huffling. Hester is now on, extend the streak to 30 games in a row that Nolan's been on the base pass.
Yeah,
1 on, nobody out.
Good shot there by Nolan. He took it and gets on base. It's not anything you can ask of a player directly, but there's some of them that will really take those hits as they come, and good for him getting on base, keeping that streak going.
So Huffling out of the stretch for the first time. Here's the designated hitter in Ty Coleman. First offering on the inside as well, and it's 1-0. Coleman, a West Texas product out of Midland Lee High School. Deep-rooted Coleman family across West Texas baseball diamonds. We'll get into that as the night continues. He's had a hot bat as of late, 3 home runs in the last week, 4 on the season. He'll turn on this one, pull it into left field, and it is caught. Nice catch out in left field by Grayson Tatro. Coleman squared it up well, pulled it into left, but Tatro had him played perfectly. It's a fly out to 7 for the first out.
Yeah, take a look at this one. Down in the zone, kind of where he likes to see him. Maybe a little bit behind on his swing, but pops it down in there.
Tatro fighting that sun out in left field as it sets to the west. The left side of the diamond will have to face that sun here over the course of the next hour. 1 on, 1 out. Here's Kevin Bazell, the third baseman. Bazell, 386 the average. He started all 43 games for Tim Tadlock. First pitch in for a strike. 22 doubles on the year for Bazell. He leads the country in that category. 386 the average, 4 home runs, 44 RBIs. Huffling comes set. He'll give a look over at Hester and make a throw. Max did pitch 2 innings on Saturday, the backside of the doubleheader versus UT Rio Grande Valley. No runs, no hits, 4 strikeouts in those 2 innings. That's the 2-1 game that ACU lost in extras. So there's a ground ball chance for 2, left side of the infield. Up to first or second for 1, over to first in time for a double play. It's a 6-4-3 Park to Williams to Skaggs, covering the bag. Double play gets the Wildcats out of the inning. A leadoff hit by pitch does no damage. Nothing for Tech. ACU coming to bat.
Nice job, middle.
Texas Tech bats go quietly in the bottom of the first. Zane Petty gets the call, the freshman right-hander out of Corsicana, to make the start. He'll toe the rubber here for the Red Raiders tonight.
Yeah, Petty, he's had 2 solid starts this season. 4 innings versus Grand Canyon, that was last week. 5 innings versus UTA in both of those efforts. No earned runs for him this season. 5.02 ERA coming out of the pen. And as you've seen, he drafted by the Brewers in the 13th round, that 22 MLB draft. Really solid pitcher with a bright future as a freshman at Texas Tech. Really in a program he can thrive and really try to pave his way back to the majors.
6'1", 165, the right-hander, who again will make the start. Tim Tadlock grooming, I think, Petty for an opportunity to get in the weekend rotation in future years, but he'll get the midweek start here tonight. I think both teams are looking at obviously bigger games ahead, so we might see some pitch by committee tonight. But Petty, his longest outing, he did go 5 innings versus UT Arlington. So as long as the Red Raiders are in control of this thing, I think Petty will stay on the mound. Let's look at that Wildcat lineup. You see Garrett Williams to lead things off. Garrett Williams, Logan Britt, Grayson Tatro, 1, 2, 3. Tanner Tweed, Miller, Ladisaw, Maddox, Meesey, 4, 5, 6. Jake Skaggs, Crew Park, and Holden Rook will round out the lineup, 7, 8, 9. First pitch here, high chopper, left side, played by Will Burns. The shortstop throw over in time. Quickly, Williams is retired. 1 pitch, 1 out, 6-3. They're on the put out.
Yeah, Garrett Williams likes to do this attack early. Did not get the pitch he wanted that time, and that's the problem when you take that ideology. Grounds out and a good fielding play out in the infield.
So 1 pitch, 1 out. Williams is eliminated. Here's Logan Britt, the center fielder. First year in a Wildcat uniform. The transfer from Texas A&M, 336 the average. Logan started all 40 games for the Wildcats. First pitch misses on the inside for a ball. Logan, the WAC conference leader, 5 triples on the year, a 632 slugging percentage. That goes with that 336 average. 10 home runs, 32 RBIs as well.
Logan, he's a really patient at-bat for ACU. One of these guys that can get under your skin if you're trying to work the zone for him. So let's see how Zane Petty attacks here in this situation.
There's a ball fouled off right side. Giving chase is Vuletic in right field, but it's out of play. So we'll set that Texas Tech defensive lineup for you around the diamond. It's Nolan Hester in left, Jarrett Curtis in center, Zach Vuletic in right. Bazell, Burns, Green, and Cash around the infield. Dylan Maxey, tonight's starting catcher, the battery mate here for Zane Petty. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Logan Britt as we play in the bottom of the first. Another ball fouled off right side.
Really good swing there from Logan on one low and away from him. That was a protection swing right there. Don't want to worry too much about those, but obviously you don't want him to float back in the zone.
There's the 2-2. This one hit back up the middle and will make its way into center field for a base hit. Seeing eye single for Logan Britt. He's got the first Wildcat hit of the night. 1 on with 1 out.
Yeah, Logan, this one's low in the zone and bounces it. And if that ball had been caught, I wonder if someone with his speed would have made it anyways. Really good effort there in center field to rebound for Curtis.
So Britt is on the base pass. Here's Grayson Tatro, the left fielder. Grayson, the average at 336. He makes his 39th start in 40 games. Team leader with 12 home runs, 43 RBIs. That's second in the WAC in home runs, third in runs batted in. So throw over, Logan Britt back in. Logan Britt, the threat to steal on the base pass. He has 21 on the year, 21 of 22 on the base pass. ACU has a team 54 of 67. Here's the first offering. Tatro will foul it off. Out of play on the left side.
Grayson, he'll stretch those at-bats in these situations. Swing at what he can, but he'll definitely try to rack up the pitch count for some of these younger pitchers.
Petty will come set. He'll give a look and another throw over and Britt back in. Again, Petty's longest outing this year, March the 14th. He went 5 innings, no runs, 4 hits, 3 strikeouts. That was against UT Arlington. A game that Texas Tech won. Red Raiders are 4-0 versus the WAC this year. 2-0 versus UTA and 2-0 versus Grand Canyon. Britt on the move. Here's a throw down to second. It's late. It skips into center field. Britt will advance another 90 feet, make his way all the way to third. A stolen base, an E2, and Logan Britt's 90 feet away from home plate.
Yeah, that's a dangerous guy to have on third. Look at the awareness here of Logan Britt. Takes off for the steal and just tries to gun it out. That one bounces in. He kind of got in the way of the throw there and heads over to third. And hey, you got speed 90 feet away. All you need is something in the outfield.
And this is where ACU struggled in this 3-8, 11-game stretch. As runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs, have been unable to drive those guys in. Chance here for Tatro. Nice stop behind the plate by Maxey. As that ball skips in. Tatro, of course, the big hit last year in Lubbock at Dan Law Field, an inside the park grand slam. A 7-run second inning for ACU. They went on to win 8-5. So there's a curveball swung on and missed. Good pitch there by Petty. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
An attempt there by Zane to try to get Grayson off his balance there. Throw him something a little bit different, see if he can go for the strikeout here. Try to get something on the ground maybe also.
There's a 2-2 fastball right down the pipe for strike 3. Grayson was anticipating something else. Petty threw it right by him. And Grayson, the first strikeout victim tonight, and a big out number 2 here in the first.
Yeah, I just talked about it, Andy. You got to mix your pitches up, and that That one goes a little bit on the inside edge right there, but a good job rebounding it behind the plate by Max. He brings one in, and there's an easy punch out looking.
So Britt still at third, 2 outs in the inning. And here's Tanner Tweed, the catcher. And first offering curveball fouled, third base side. Tanner at .314 on the year, making his 37th start. 8 home runs, 30 RBIs. Of course, it was about 10 days ago. He had the 3 home run, 9 RBI game versus Grand Canyon. Gets the start again here at catcher. Here's a ball high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. This by far the best crowd we've seen at Crutcher Scott. I think that's a compliment to, one, the Red Raiders being in town, and plenty of red and black who live in Abilene, as well as the ACU contingent who have come out to root on the home team Wildcats as well. A lot of friendly rivalries between the two schools. 1-1 outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, this is a city, Andy, as ACU's learned, that'll really come together when you're playing good ball, and it's great to see both these two fan bases coming and converging here at this ballpark tonight.
2-1, fouled off right side, 2 balls and 2 strikes. ACU has 9 games on the calendar this year versus Power 5 opponents. They've played 6 of those. They're 3-3 thus far. Wins versus Oklahoma, Baylor, as well as Nebraska. 0-2 versus TCU, and they lost to Texas last week. There's a 2-2. That's on the inside, off-speed pitch. Full count here, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that delivery looked a little bit odd out of Zane's hand there, a little up and high, got away from him on that one, and now working the full count against Tanner Tweed, who's been pretty hard with 2 outs to get out.
Britt, a 1-out single, stole second, reached third on a bad throw. Full count will do it again. Throw into center field on the stolen base attempt. 3 balls and 2 strikes again here to Tanner Tweed. Miller Lattisaw, the DH, waits on deck if the inning continues. Petty has the one he likes. And the payoff pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Zane Petty to get out of the inning. A 1-out single, stolen base and error, do no damage. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 man left. We played 1 at Crutcher Scott. We're still scoreless. Red Raiders and Wildcats. And there's a good look at Abilene Christian University. Beautiful campus here in the big country, in the middle part of Texas. Andy Penny alongside Coy Ostlin. We move to the top of the second. We are scoreless. Zane Petty back-to-back strikeouts to get out of that bottom of the first inning. Max Huffling back on the hill here in the top of the second.
Yeah, Max looked like he found his groove there late in that inning, and having an inning like that against a quality roster like this can really up your ante going out into the second inning. So I'm interested to see what Max is going to bring. We saw a bit of diverse pitches from Zane Petty in the bottom of that first inning. So really good matchup so far, Andy. I'm really happy about what we've seen.
So other than the hit by pitch of Nolan Hester, a fly out and then a double play ball. The Wildcats' 31st double play they've turned this year to get out of that top of the first inning. It's the middle of the lineup here. Austin Green, Gavin Cash, and Zach Vuletich to the lineup for the first time as Austin Green steps in. Green at .331 the average. He makes his 38th start tonight. First pitch on the outside. 7 home runs, 44 RBIs. As time is called. The umpire wants to come out and check here on Max Huffling. We have yet to set the defense here for ACU. We'll go ahead and go around the diamond here and take a look at the defensive set. Grayson Tatro, Logan Britt, Holden Rook in the outfield, left to right. Maddox Meesey the start at third, Crew Park at short, Garrett Williams at first. Jake Skaggs gets the start at first base tonight. Of course, Tanner Tweed, the battery mate here of Max Huffling. So the umpire just wanted to come and check on Max. A little equipment malfunction, but I think everything is good to go. And Max making his way back out. 1 ball and no strikes here again to Austin Green. Red Raiders at 8-7 in conference. It is a logjam in the middle of the Big 12 currently. West Virginia in first at 8-4. They played one less series. But Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Texas, Texas Tech all right there together. That pitch misses, 2 balls and no strikes. Same can be said for ACU in the WAC. So we'll dive into the WAC standings as the night unfolds. 2-0 here to Green. That's outside, 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Max just trying to find his groove here again. It's always been said, maybe some tall pitchers have issues finding the zone early on, but once they get in that groove, they found it.
There's a 3-0. Take sign all the way. Green will take it for a strike. And it's 3-1. Red Raiders averaging 9.2 runs a game. That's 8th in the country. Had 19 double-digit games this year, run scores. Here's a ground ball left side, deep in the hole. Nice play, Park. Long throw, the skip, and it's in time. Great play, Crew Park deep in the hole. Picks it on the backside, the throw across the diamond in time. An impressive 6-3 on the putout.
Yeah, what an arm by Crew Park. It doesn't matter if you can get it all the way across the diamond. You've just got to be accurate enough to bounce it in there. And a good job rebounding by Skaggs at first on that.
So an exciting first out here of the top of the second. That'll bring up the most dangerous hitter in the Big 12, maybe in the country, in Gavin Cash. First pitch misses on the outside. Conference leader in the Big 12 in hits at 69, runs scored at 50, home runs at 20, RBIs at 67, slugging percentage of .824. The transfer from Texas fouls that one off at the plate. Sour Lake, Texas, right outside of Beaumont. Hit his 20th home run over the weekend versus Baylor. It's 7 home runs in the last 8 games since April the 14th. There's a ball lifted foul. Max will work ahead in the count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, and Andy, you got to wonder what that does for your confidence when you're probably the best ball player in the state of Texas right now. You got to really be feeling what you can bring to a game like this and really just trying to find your groove midweek before going up to Kansas.
There's a 1-2 to Cash. Fastball right down Broadway for strike 3. First strikeout of the night for Max, and it's a big one. Caught Cash guessing something else. Throws the fastball right behind.
Yeah, that was a really good pitch there from Max, and it looked like he knew it the moment it left his hand. He just wanted to check back and make sure, and really proud of what Max did on that one. That was a good pitch.
2 outs in the inning. Here's Zach Vuletic. He gets the start tonight, his 12th start of the season. First pitch in for a strike. 388 the average. 1 home run, 3 RBIs, 19 hits and 49 at bats, and slugging percentage of .592. 0-1 off-speed pitch, and quickly no balls and 2 strikes.
Good pitch there from Max, low in the zone. Like I talked about in the bottom of the first inning, those pitches take a batter off their rhythm and can really rebound hard from those.
There's the 0-2, that's on the inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Don't know what the pitch count is for Max. Of course, a big series this weekend for ACU as they go to Cal Baptist. 2 teams tied for 4th. There's a swing and a miss on the 1-2. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the top of the second, and the side is retired. We played 1.5. Good pitching thus far. We're scoreless. Another look at Abilene Christian University on a beautiful Tuesday evening. We move to the bottom of the second. We are scoreless, Texas Tech and ACU. Hey, let's go down field side. Let's get a view from Joseph Chapa. Joseph, it's all yours.
Andy, we have got a Major League Baseball stud out here on the diamond tonight at Crutcher Scott Field. Texas Tech pitcher Zane Petty was drafted to the Milwaukee Brewers with the 13th overall pick. He signed with McLean College before the season began and signed with Division I team Texas Tech during the season before being drafted by the Brewers. But nonetheless, he's already putting on a great performance here tonight. Let's see what he can continue to do for his fellow Red Raiders against the Wildcats. Andy, Coy, back to you guys.
Thank you, Joseph. Back-to-back strikeouts to get out of that bottom of the first. Just 18 pitches for Petty in the first inning. We'll start off with Miller Lattisall, the designated hitter tonight. You can see Miller at 275, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs. Miller has started all 40 games for the purple and white this year. Petty into the wind. Curveball stays outside. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Ladislaw.
A really pretty pitch there from Zane Petty. Found the outside of the zone. Didn't get it where he wanted to, but he's used that pitch effectively so far through this game.
Ladislaw will foul this one out of play. This is the first of 2 times these 2 teams will play. Of course, they were supposed to play a few weeks ago in Lubbock, and not one drop of rain fell on the night that the game was postponed, but 50-mile-an-hour winds in Lubbock canceled the game at Danlaw Field. They've rescheduled it for May 9th, 2 weeks from tonight. So this now the first of 2 on the year. So Ladislaw will foul this one again out of play.
It's really exciting, Andy, to see these 2 teams playing in a hitter's park. Obviously, Danlaw is also a hitter's park, but it's always fun when you have 2 teams that can really swing the bat like these 2. Good pitching matchup so far, too.
So there's a 2-2, another good-looking off-speed pitch. Ladislaw misses it. Throw down to first, and plenty of time by Maxey. 3 strikeouts now, all in a row by Zane Petty. 1 up, 1 down here in the second.
Yeah, just fooled him on this one, and you can tell he's overthinking a little bit, forgot to run almost, but really big strikeout there from Zane Petty. And to Joseph's point, I mean, you start to look towards conference tournament play. When you got a guy that's starting like this as a freshman, hey, this can turn into situations where you're playing a lot of ball, he can find himself on the mound.
There's Maddox Meesey. Petty will start him off with an off-speed pitch down in the zone. And it's 1-0. Freshman versus freshman here as Maddox steps in out of the San Antonio area. 280 the average. 1 home run, 19 RBIs. There's a fastball low, 2 balls and no strikes. Of course, Maddox is making a name for himself this year. He's got 3 walk-off hits on the year. The largest of the 3, the walk-off single versus Oklahoma, a 4-3 win in 10 innings at Globe Life Field in Arlington. So there's the 2-0. Fastball fouled out of play, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, Maddox just has that 1 home run on this season, but he really has a lot of pop off his bat, and he can find some velocity when he needs to put one out in the outfield and run.
There's a 2-1 from Petty, and just misses. 3 balls and 1 strike. That 1 home run, a walk-off grand slam versus Southeast Missouri the same week that he walked off Oklahoma. Also a walk-off single versus Texas A&M Corpus Christi. There's a ball fouled, third base side, full count. Good matchup here, Zane Petty and Maddox Meesey. Petty's last outing was a start versus Grand Canyon a week ago. 2-game midweek series as Grand Canyon left Abilene, they went to Lubbock. There's the payoff pitch, curveball on the outside corner. Perfect placement of the curveball. Maddox thought it was outside, the umpire says otherwise. 4 consecutive strikeouts now for Petty, 2 outs here in the second.
Yeah, Andy, that thing has been deadly so far today, and it gets Maddox Meesey, who is having a pretty good at-bat there. They've been working the pitch count against Zane Petty so far in this ball game. He's up to 30 through 1 2/3, but pretty good pitch there from him, and see how he can turn around and attack Jake Skaggs.
Skaggs the start tonight, 224 the average, his 15th start of the year. Petty will start him out with a fastball on the outside. Skaggs, the junior out of Walnut Grove, Missouri. Fort Scott Community College is where he started his college career. Has made his way here to ACU. There's the 1-0 fouled out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. And ACU in a little bit of a funk. They've lost 8 of their last 11. They've played well, just haven't finished games. Did not swing it well down at Rio Grande Valley this weekend. 208 the team average last weekend in the 3-game sets. Here's a ball on the outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Petty goes for 5 consecutive strikeouts. Tries to retire the Wildcats in order here in the second. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Petty into the wind and the kick. 1-2. Curveball fouled right side, and we'll do it again. The ACU batting average as a team dropped 7 points over the weekend from 297 down to 290. Just 9 runs scored in the 3-game series. They did sneak away game 1, a 4-2 victory. Logan Brett, a 2-run triple in the 9th. There's a fastball high and tight, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Jake Skaggs here. He looks like he's got a pretty good pick on what Zane's going to throw, and Maybe Zane try to get him off his rocker here, throw something kind of out of tempo and try to produce it out.
There's the 2-2. That's outside. Full count here to Jake Skaggs, tonight's starting first baseman. Crew Park, you can see in the background there, waits on deck. Tonight's shortstop. Bottom of the second with 2 outs. We're scoreless. Good pitching battle thus far. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Petty a fist bump as he makes his way to the third base dugout. 5 consecutive strikeouts for the freshman. We're scoreless after 2. And you're seeing the skipper there of Texas Tech, Tim Tadlock, in his 11th season. Boy, he's turned this program around in Lubbock. For more on that, here's Joseph Chapa. Joseph?
Andy, Texas Tech head coach Tim Tadlock has transformed Red Raider baseball into not just a powerhouse in the Big 12, but in the entire nation. In 11 seasons with Texas Tech, Tadlock has led the Red Raiders to 4 national championship appearances, 5 45-plus win seasons, and it has produced 62 Major League Baseball draft picks. With Texas Tech poised to finish this year strong, let's see how far they can go under his direction and leadership. Andy, Coy, back to you guys.
Thank you, Joseph. First pitch swinging, ball hit into left field. Tatro's underneath it, and he'll make the catch. Dylan Maxey retired. First pitch and a fly out to 7. Yeah, what Tim Tadlock has done is something impressive in his 11 seasons. It's a Red Raider program who had never been to the College World Series prior to Tadlock taking over. They've been there 4 times in his tenure there at Texas Tech.
Yeah, look at this one. Low in the zone and a quick little fly out there. The wind didn't favor that one too much, but Coach Tadlock, you're talking about what he's brought to the program. You look at the guys he has on this roster right now, like Cash. But you look at the guys he's got in the past, like the Young brothers out of San Antonio, both of them now big shot prospects in the MLB. So bringing in professional talent's been a big part for him.
As here is the pitch, and it is in. We had Jarrett Curtis here in the 8th spot, but does not look like Jarrett Curtis. Looks like Drew Woodcox, the 6-foot junior who has stepped in. Huffling will bounce one in here. Again, we had Jarrett Curtis in the starting lineup there in the 8th spot, but Drew Woodcox will get the at-bat. His 10th start of the year, 20th game he's played in, 244 the average, 489 slugging percentage. Huffling will groove in a fastball for a strike.
What a job there behind the dish by Tanner Tweed. Bringing that one up and in and framing it up a little bit. Maybe not what helped the call there, but nevertheless, pretty clean pick there.
Max just 20 pitches through the first 2 innings. He'll miss here. So keeping the pitch count low. Again, he threw 20 pitches versus RGV on Saturdays. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Huffling has his 3rd strikeout tonight. Woodcox down on strike quickly, 2 up, 2 down here in the 3rd. High fastball up around the shoulders. Woodcox trying to protect the plate with 2 strikes. That one out of the zone, he swings underneath it, and he's down on strikes.
Yeah, really good. Fastball high and elevated. It's not one you're going to be able to hit too often there, Andy.
So here is Will Burns, the shortstop, in the 9 spot. First pitch in for a strike. Burns, you can see, out of Mission Viejo, California, making his 13th start of the year. 150 the average. He's 6 for 40 on the year. No home runs, 5 RBIs. Swing and a miss here. It's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, Max is working quick. 59 pitches is his highest this year. That was versus Stephen F. Austin on March 12th. Threw 4 innings for him, so trying to keep his pitch count low.
Here's the 0-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts, 8 in a row retired. Huffling has faced the minimum, 0-0 after 2.5. And there's a view of Moody Coliseum, the home of ACU Wildcat volleyball and basketball here on campus in Abilene. We'll move to the bottom of the 3rd. It's a pitcher's duel thus far tonight, Texas Tech and ACU. No runs, no hits for Texas Tech, no runs, 1 hit on for ACU. There's the head man for the Wildcats, Rick McCarty, in his 5th season. 124 wins, 94 losses, closing in on his third consecutive 30-win season here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Coach, he really tries to sell these guys on this program, and that's what he can do with what he's given. And at this university, he's really turned this program back into a winning program. Obviously, D2 legendary program, ACU, but here in D1, they've brought it back around here the past 3 years.
Can the Wildcats crack the code of Zane Petty? He has been on thus far 5 consecutive strikeouts dating back to the first inning. Crew Park, his first opportunity as he steps in. Park will lift this one down the left field line, but it will tail foul and out of play. Park, the starting shortstop, made a great play in the hole back in the second inning. The junior out of Mesa, Arizona. Petty, 37 pitches through the first 2 innings. Gave up a 1-out single in the first to Logan Britt. That's been it. 5 strikeouts and a ground out. Park will hit this one the opposite way. Nice play over at first. Gavin Cash, he'll go to the bag by himself. 3 unassisted. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, just off the bat, really fast speed there and a good pick. Gets an unassisted play over at first base, and Park is down, and another quick at-bat for these Wildcats.
And now 6 in a row retired dating back to the first. Here's Holden Rook, the right fielder tonight. Rook, his 11th start of the year. 316 is the average. Curveball inside portion of the plate for a strike. Wildcats trying to figure out that right field position. Rook and he and Eric Martin have kind of gone back and forth there in right. Martin's played the last 5 or 6 games out there in right as Rook will hit this one opposite way. Long run coming in. Vuletic in right on the line. He's able to make the catch. Nice play out in right by Zach. And quickly 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, Holden didn't get all of this one. You'll see a bit of an early swing on it. Flies it out to right field, and put on your wheels there, Vuletic.
Top of the lineup, here's Garrett Williams. First pitch swinging, grounded out to Will Burns at shortstop. 6-3 on the putout. We're playing at a fast pace tonight on just a beautiful night in Abilene. This first pitch here to Williams. And it's on the inside for a ball. As you can see, a great crowd has filed in here at Crutcher Scott. This easily the best crowd that the Wildcats will see. That's compliments to the visiting team, as well as the home team. Again, both of these teams already at 25+ wins. Speed pitch on the inside.
Yeah, and I learned last year, this team, their fans travel very well, and they are loud and very proud, as you see a good heap of red there in the crowd, but also a good amount of purple supporting the Wildcats at home.
So Williams back in, the righty-righty matchup. Petty into the line, and ground ball again, left side. Burns has it at shortstop. Throw across the diamond. In time, 6-3 on the putout. And the side is retired. 8 in a row retired by Zane Petty. We've played 3, and we're scoreless here in Abilene. And back again here on campus at ACU. We play quickly tonight. We move to the top of the 4th. We are scoreless. No runs, no hits, no errors for Texas Tech. No runs, 1 hit. No errors thus far for ACU. Max Huffling through 3 innings of work, just 29 pitches. He's faced the minimum 9 thus far. Got help with a double play in the first, but since then, he's gone 3 up, 3 down in the second and again in the third.
Hasn't matched Zane Petty strike for strike, but has definitely done a good job of managing his pitches, maybe a little bit better than Petty. So definitely a duel coming from different angles. Let's strike him out, or let's try to conserve here and see what we can do late.
It'll be the top of the lineup, second time through here. Hester, Coleman, and Bazell for the Red Raiders. Nolan Hester hit by a pitch to lead off the game. He's been the only Red Raider base runner thus far, eliminated on the base pass on a Kevin Bazell double play ball. Again, now the on-base streak. He's reached base in 30 consecutive games. He'll show bunt, pull it back, pitch on the outside for a ball. Huffling now dating back to the 2 games last year versus Texas Tech. 3 innings in Lubbock, 3 innings in Abilene. Again, 3 innings tonight. 9 consecutive scoreless innings here versus Texas Tech. Show bunt again. That pitch on the outside. Quickly 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Hester, he's one of these guys that you're really ideal with him in that top spot of the lineup. Fast and small, kind of hard to find the strike zone for him.
Here's a 2-0, takes sign all the way. Shows bunt, pulls it back again, and it's 2-1. The 6'9" lefty of Edmond, Oklahoma. Making his 7th start. 3 his freshman year, 3 his sophomore year. There's a 2-1 fastball downstairs. 3 balls in, 1 strike. Max started last year. Of course, ACU lost their opening game in the WAC tournament a year ago. Had to play out of the consolation bracket. Max made a start there in the WAC tournament, beat Grand Canyon. As Hester will lift this one. Shallow center field. Britt's coming in. Plenty of time to get underneath it, and he'll make the catch. It's a fly out to 8 center field. And Logan Britt, 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, forced to defend here on this one, and Max gives him a fast one up in the zone. Can't do much with it, but pop it up into center field, and Logan Britt's there for the play.
There's Ty Coleman 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out to left field back in the 1st. And 3 home runs. 3 of his 4 home runs have been in the last week of games. 2 home run versus Grand Canyon, 2 home run game versus Grand Canyon. Home run versus Baylor over the weekend. Huffling out in front, no balls in, 1 strike. It's Max into the line. That misses 1-1. Of course, Ty from Midland. This is a West Texas family. His dad, David, was the head coach at Midland College for 11 seasons, has 400 wins. His uncle Steve is the head baseball coach here in Abilene at Hardin-Simmons University, 500 wins in his career. He'll ground this one to second. Williams has it easily. Throw over in time, 4-3 on that put out. And Max Huffling continues to deal. That's now 10 in a row retired all the way back to the 1st.
Yeah, what a pitch here from Max. A little bouncer up the middle, and Logan Williams plays it on a drive there. Nothing but textbook baseball right there.
So quickly 2 outs here in the 4th. Here's Kevin Bazell. 0 for 1, hit into a double play. 6-4-3, parked to Williams to Skaggs. First pitch on the inside. And it's 0-1. Bazell again leads the country in doubles. Got 22 of them on the year. Tech in the top 10 in so many offensive categories. They're 2nd in the country in hits with 484. 5th in the country in doubles with 102. 7th in the country in triples with 18. Not to mention 63 home runs. There's another ball hit out to center. Logan Britt will call off the right fielder Rook and make the catch. 11 in a row for Max Huffling. We played 3.5. We're scoreless. Logan Britt thus far 3.5 innings through. The only hit for these 2 teams. ACU no runs, 1 hit. Texas Tech no runs, no hits thus far. Max Huffling, Zane Petty, a pitcher's duel thus far as we move here to the bottom of the 4th. Glad you're with us. Andy Penny alongside Coy Oslin. And Coy, how about this? 2 teams who are known for their offense. It's been pitching thus far tonight.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with what I've seen so far from these 2 sides. Zane Petty, 45 pitches so far for him this season. His highest pitch count was 71 versus UTA on March 14th. So trying to probably conserve here, maybe not throw as many pitches and try to produce some ground balls, but obviously you can't really try to do that with this ACU lineup with how much power's in the top half.
Britt, Tatro, and Tweed, 2nd time through. First pitch is a ground ball into left field for a base hit. Logan Britt, his 2nd hit tonight. A leadoff single here for the Wildcats in the 4th.
Yeah, Logan's absolutely dangerous at the plate. We talked about this a little bit later. He's even more dangerous when he can get one he can run on, but not in this situation. 1 low in the zone and shoot it through the gap. Do what you can. Take your at-bats 1 at a time. Logan Britt, good job.
So he's now at first. That stops consecutive 9 in a row retired. Check that, 8 in a row retired, dating back to Britt's single in the 1st by Petty. So he's at first. Here's Grayson Tatro. First pitch from Petty misses. And it's 1-0. Grayson 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking. The first of 5 consecutive Petty Ks in the scorebook. Works out of the stretch here. We'll give Britt a look and throw over to first. Of course, Logan stole 2nd in the 1st. Moves second to third on the throwing error into center field by the catcher, Dylan Maxey.
Yeah, Logan's got 23 of those on the year, so you got to think he's going here in this situation.
And another throw over. Casey Demko coaching over there at first. He's helping out Logan. Demko over at first. Blaze Lambert coaching for the Wildcats over at third base. 1 ball, no strike. Here to Tatro. Here's a 1-0. Stays low. 2 balls and no strikes. And ACU making their way to Cal Baptist this weekend, a 3-game set. The first time the Wildcats will leave the state of Texas this year will come in game 41. And it's a big one as ACU and Cal Baptist tied for 4th at 10-8. Tatro hit this one a long way, deep center field. Giving chase is the center fielder who will make the catch. That's Dylan Carter. 1 step shy of the warning track. Britt will retreat back on a loud fly out to center field, but Carter able to make the catch.
Yeah, that one was a bit tight and inside, and Grayson couldn't get all of the bat on that one, couldn't barrel it the way he wanted to, and pops it up into center field. And here's Zane Petty. That's a pretty good out for you because Logan Britt can't really move anywhere on that. And here you go now. You've got through that part of it. Let's try to work from here, Zane.
There's Tanner Tweed, 0 for 1. He struck out swinging to end the first. Another throw over. A lot of attention for Logan Britt. Logan was in 2nd place in stolen bases coming into the week, but now has tied. He was 1 behind in the stolen base category, but had 1 there in the first for stolen base number 22. Here's a pitch to Tweed. Good looking fastball for a strike. So ACU on the road at Cal Baptist this weekend. They're tied in WAC play at 10-8, 4th place. It's a critical weekend as the top 4 teams in the WAC get a first-round bye in the conference tournament. Still plenty of baseball. 4 series left for ACU. It's a 30-game conference set. 18 down, 12 to go. Here's a pitch to Tweed, and it misses.
Yeah, and if you're Coach McCarty, you've really got to get the wheels turning this weekend. You're coming up on the conference tournament. You want a good seeding. You look like at a time the best team in your conference, and now you can't really get the train back on the rails, and hopefully they can start that this weekend.
Another throw over to first, and Britt back in. We knew it would be a tough April for ACU. 17 games on the schedule in April, 10 of the 17 away from Abilene. They'd only played 6 times away from Crutcher Scott in the months of February and March, so more than that in the month of April. So again, more attention for Britt over at first base. They're currently 5-8 in the month. Of course, at Sam Houston, they lost 2 of 3. At Rio Grande Valley, they lost 2 of 3. Their home series versus Grand Canyon, they lost 2 of 3 as well. Of course, Sam and Grand Canyon 1 and 2 currently in the conference. A lot of attention over there to Logan Britt at first base. We're scoreless, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. There's a pitch to Tweed. That's well on the outside. Britt on the move. Throw down is not in time. Logan's got him another stolen base, and he's into scoring position with 1 out.
Yeah, that's what I talked about. He knew Logan was going to go, so try to pick him off while you can. The problem is that takes you off your rhythm. And if a guy like Logan Britt's going to go, he is going to go. He's only been caught once in what is now 25 attempts this season. So another base for Logan Britt, and ACU's got a runner in scoring position now.
And Tanner Tweed do a job. This is where the Wildcats have really struggled over the last 3 weeks. Runners in scoring position. Tweed will lift this one a long way into left field. Giving chase as Hestry won't get there. The 1-hop the wall. Britt will round third. He will score. Tanner Tweed has a 1-out RBI double here in the bottom of the 4th. The Wildcats strike first tonight. It's 1-0.
Tanner Tweed, good job. You shoot it into the gap there in left center field, and it's nothing but trouble with Logan Britt on second. He barreled that one, and Andy, I think if the wind had favored him just a little bit more, he could have had a chance of scraping over that wall. But Logan Britt, you know, you watched him going around third. He's barely even at full speed, so good effort from Tanner Tweed. They've got a run on the board in the 4th and a bit of protection for Max Huffling.
Of course, we had weather this weekend here in Abilene. The skies are pretty heavy. Typically, Crutcher Scott is a hitter's ballpark. Tonight, again, with the heavy skies and the damp air and the wind blowing in just a little bit. It's not going to carry as well tonight, but Tanner barreled that one up, as you said, very well, and has the RBI double as Britt scores. You'll see the first mound visit here for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, Matt Gardner out there talking to his pitcher here to see what he can talk and find out. This is a tough situation for Petty. You know, you saw that energy from him every time he was getting those strikeouts, and now this is where you are as a freshman. You've got to rebound and try to find your stride, find out how to rebound in these situations where you have a runner on second, where you've just given up a run and you're still working the heart of the order.
Miller Lattisaw struck out to start the second. He's 0 for 1. Petty works out of the stretch. Good looking curveball. Lattisaw stays off of it. He'll check down to third. Does not go, and it's 1-0. Logan Britt, a leadoff single. He's still second. Tanner Tweed drives him in. A one-out RBI double. He's now at second base. Here's the 1-0. Hit off the end of the bat. Slow roller, opposite way. Barehanded play by Bazell. Throw over, not in time. Tough play over at first by Cash. He can't make it. And the Wildcats have runners on the corners here with one out.
Yeah, and for Bazell, this is an interesting play. Why make a throw on a ball where, you know, it's kind of probably out of your reach? That could have been more trouble if it had bounced over and into the ACU dugout. Got a good pick on it, but just nothing to come up with there.
That's a thank you very much. Hit off the end of the bat. Slow roller for a single for Miller Lattisaw. Fourth hit of the night for ACU, 3 of them here in the inning. Runners on the corners with one out. Here's Maddox Meesey, one of the 5 consecutive strikeout victims. He back in the second. Petty's first offering. Bounces in, nice stop by Maxey behind the plate. We talked about ACU and their schedule. Texas Tech doing the same. They're currently tied for 4th with Texas, but only a game and a half behind West Virginia. 14th ranked team in the country. The RPI sits in the mid-60s, so still some work to do as far as seeding is concerned in the NCAA regional. Of course, the top 16 are host in the NCAA regional. Heard Tim Tadlock yesterday in his coaches show talking about that. What do you think about our RPI in the 60s? And he said, hey, we still have a lot of baseball. We still have Kansas State, still have West Virginia, the top 2 teams in the Big 12. We still have the Big 12 tournament. Still work to do. Here's a ball that finds its way into left field for a base hit. Maddox Meesey keeps the hit parade going. Shot into left, past the diving shortstop Will Burns. Tanner Tweed comes in to score. It's an RBI single. Wildcats a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, this is what Maddox Meesey's done all season. He's batting .424 with runners in scoring position and put that number up just a little bit more, bring one in from 90 feet. And the Wildcats have 2 runs on in this inning where, hey, we thought Zane Petty was in the driver's seat.
Second time through the lineup, the Wildcats more success than the first. 4 hits now in the inning. Runners at first and second, 2 runs already in. And here comes a second visit from the dugout, and that might be it here for Zane Petty. There's again a long walk here by Maxey. And it is Tim Tadlock. We'll have a new Red Raider pitcher. We'll tell you about him. 1 out, bottom of the 4th. ACU a 2-0 lead here from Crutcher Scott. New pitcher for the Red Raiders here in just a moment. New pitcher here for the Red Raiders. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. ACU has scratched across 2 runs, a 2-0 lead. And taking over on the mound is the right-hander, Dax Daffy on the mound. 6.75 is the ERA as he makes his 4th appearance on the year.
Yeah, this season, Daffy, 6.75 ERA, 2.50 WHIP. Coming into a ball game in a tough situation, only 2 2/3 innings, pardon me, like you said, Andy. So really a lot of faith going into him in this tough situation.
4 hits in the inning for the Wildcats. Logan Britt, a leadoff single. He stole second with 1 out. 3 consecutive Wildcat batters with hits. Tanner Tweed, the RBI double. Moved to third on the Miller Lattisaw infield single. Runners on the corners. Maddox Meesey, an RBI single to score Tanner Tweed. Lattisaw's at second. Meesey's at first. 1 out in the inning. And here is Jake Skaggs. Can't quite close the book yet on Zane Petty. A superb first 3 innings for the freshman. We'll give away to the bullpen here. Skaggs 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch, an off-speed pitch that stays outside.
And we're already getting in that part of the ballgame where it's going to look like these two bullpens are going to go at it. And I bet these hitters are eager to see what they can do against them.
We anticipated a deep look into the bullpen for both teams. 1-0 fouled off. We anticipated that tonight. Of course, big conference series for both of these teams coming up on the weekend. ACU at Cal Baptist, Tech at Kansas State. Last appearance for Dathey was April 16th at Oklahoma. No runs, 1 hit, 1 inning of relief. There's a ball, bounces in, gets away from Maxey. Runners will advance. Ladisaw will make his way to third. That ball, Maxey kept it out in front of him, but it bounced away too far. You see Messi now at second. Bounced away too far to keep the runners from trying to advance, and aggressive base running there for the Wildcats. They've got 2 in scoring position. Get another look at it here. It just bounced in.
I think maybe held it a little bit too long. It wasn't the pitch he wanted. Definitely distracted on what was going on behind him. So nothing you can do but learn from that situation and try to rebound.
There's the pitch to Skaggs. That one bounces in as well. Nice stop this time by Maxey. Throw down to third, and Ladisaw dives back in. That one's stuck in the bare hand of Dillon. Had a chance to fire that one down. Well, that wild pitch takes the double play out of play here. Dathey comes set. And the pitch, curveball, just misses.
Tough at bat there for Dathey. It's really hard to see a situation where you go up and have a batter that hasn't been having the best season so far and get a pitch on the outside.
So bases are loaded here for ACU, 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. And Crew Park will come to the plate. Park tonight 0 for 1. He grounded out 3 unassisted to Gavin Cash. As Dathey comes set. And the first offering. Well, that bounces away. Gets away from Maxey. Everybody will move up 90 feet. Ladisaw will come in to score. The Wildcats a 3-0 lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, a little bit of small ball from ACU here. Not something that they're super familiar with. They're usually good to swing one over the fence, but they're taking their pitches as they come. They're being patient in these at-bats here in the 4th, and it's paying dividends early. Good awareness from Miller Ladisaw. He doesn't have to work too hard for this one. Debated going back, but nevertheless just runs in on a nice little Sunday stroll.
So we've seen 3 pitches bounce in here to Maxey. 2 have gotten away for wild pitches. An off-speed pitch, a curveball that misses. 2 balls and no strikes.
For Dathey, this is a tough situation. You've got the double play out of effect here in this situation and the force out.
Another ball outside. Park works well ahead in the count here. It's 3-0. Messi at third, Skaggs at second. First base is open, but a 3-0 count. I would anticipate take sign at least on the next pitch, if not the next 2. Park will show bunt, pull it back, take sign, catches the inside corner.
Tough deal on that pitch there for Crew Park.
I wonder if we'll see take sign again here. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here is the 3-1. That's low for ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start the night here for Dathey on the mound. And the bases are loaded again. And here comes Tim Tadlock again, and that might be it. Might have another pitching change here for the Red Raiders. Dathey just faced 2, just could not find the strike zone. That'll do it. Tim Tadlock going to the bullpen again. Bases loaded, bottom of the 4th with 1 out. ACU already with 3 in. Call to the bullpen here for the Red Raiders. 3-0 ACU. Call to the bullpen again here for Tim Tadlock, third pitcher of the inning. ACU already with 3 in. The bases are loaded. Tadlock will go to another right-hander here. Jason Lopez will step in and take over. The junior from Brock, 6 foot, 195 pounds. Comes in a jam. The bases loaded here for ACU.
Lopez this season, he's had some pretty good outings here and there, but trying to really find his groove. Most runs given up for him was in 1 2/3 innings. Gave up 3 versus Oklahoma State, but otherwise 2 blanks in the book for him recently versus Grand Canyon and North Dakota, both this month, and in both those games a combined 1 2/3 innings.
Holden Rook will come up with the bases loaded. He's the 8th Wildcat batter of the inning. ACU with 4 hits in the inning, 2 walks already in the inning as well. Bases loaded, 1 out. And Rook an opportunity to expand this 3-0 ACU lead. All the damage has been done here in the 4th. ACU just had 1 hit in the first 3 innings versus Zane Petty. Able to get to him the second time through. The bullpen for the Red Raiders. As Dauthy faced 2 batters, he walked them both. Rook tonight 0 for 1. He flew out to right field. Nice catch by Vuletic on the line, down the right field line. First offering here from Lopez, fouled back.
Yeah, got Holden to offer on one outside of the zone off the toe of the bat. You weren't really going to have anything with that, but it was maybe just a competitive swing, maybe get the timing down here of Lopez.
So work out of the stretch with the bases loaded. 0-1 the count. This one bounces in. Another nice stump by Maxey. Get that guy an ice bath after the game. 1 ball, 1 strike. Can't quite close the book yet on Petty, as Messi at third base is still under his ownership. See Skaggs there at second. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Holden Rook. Here's the 1-1. This one lifted into right field. Should score a run. Vuletic will get underneath it and can't quite get to it as the wind pushed it out of play. So all 3 runners were going back to the bag to tag, but the wind pushed it out of play. Thought Vuletic would have a play right on the line or just in foul territory, but the wind pushed it out. It's a long strike. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, this wind's really picked up as the game's gone on, Andy, and you're going to see a lot of those today. We're used to that West Texas wind coming out of the west and really blowing those balls over out to Judge Ely or to the apartments behind the ballpark, but that one blows foul.
Lopez set. Here's the 1-2. Put into play. Could be 2. Nope. Down the line. Stays fair and gets away. 2 runners will score. Messi is in. Here comes Skaggs as well. A 3rd runner coming to the plate. A head first slide by Park, and he's in. It's a 3-run double for Holden Rook. The Wildcats with 6 in the inning and a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, Holden Rook, not exactly the best swing on this one, but a diving effort by Basil at third base. Does not get the ball, and they got to throw that one back in. And just a really tough out there. Really good effort from ACU. 6 runs here in the 4th inning. That'll be the story of this game if they can keep up with their pace.
I thought off the bat it was going to go to Bazell where he'd have a chance, an opportunity. And now looks like we have some weather blowing in here in Abilene, as the umpires have called the delay here at Crutcher Scott. Holden Rook, a 3-run double to blow this one open. We'll take a timeout. We'll check in on the weather. 6-0 Wildcats, bottom of the 4th. And welcome you back to Crutcher Scott. You can see the crowd here in Abilene starting to make their way out of the ballpark. We are currently in a lightning delay here in Abilene, bottom of the 4th. ACU a 6-0 lead, but the Mother Nature skies have decided to take over here, and a 30-minute delay because of a lightning strike. We'll keep you posted as the lightning delay continues here on ESPN. Glad you're with us. Stay with us for continued updates.